Hello guys, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV coming back at you with a One Piece theory. Sorry it's been so long for me to actually do a theory. This one actually has taken about 2 or 3 months to actually make and formulate. I've checked my math multiple times here, people, because I wanted to make sure that everything was perfect. And whenever you work 40 hours a week, sometimes time becomes weird for you, where it's like, work on theory, or relax and play a video game, or work on theory, or read One Piece. So let's dive right into Charlotte Oven. The Netsu no Mi, man. How strong is Oven? Based upon Oven's name itself, Oven's heat is actually pretty amazing. Most ovens can, at least most standard ovens, can range from having a max of 500 degrees to having a max of 600 to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, of course. With this in mind, guys, these stronger ovens are industrial level ovens used in major places, but most home ovens, if they're gas ovens, max out at about 337.7 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe is 287.7 degrees Celsius. So how are we power scaling this Paramecia, who is basically a tank? If you think about it, with his heat, he doesn't really have to do much to really block stuff, because people just start burning up to a certain degree when they go to punch, unless they punch or kick him, unless there's strong hockey infused in their attacks. You can see that on how he blocked Pedro's sword strike. Pedro, being a confident mink swordsman, is capable of cutting through things with relative ease, like armor or shields. However, Oven basically overpowered him with the heat, causing him to kind of be at a loss. And Oven also effortlessly overpowered Chopper and Kung Fu Point. And I know many of you are just gonna say, Chopper is weak. Chopper isn't as strong as the Monster Trio. But I will say one thing for Chopper. Kung Fu Point is a point based upon martial arts. And as many people know, martial arts involve fluidity of motion. And within that fluidity of motion, your muscles, your blood, everything has to be warmed up to a certain degree to perform optimally. And there's also the side of the coin where he was also surprised attacked by Niji, who basically kicked him while wearing the raid suit, and he appeared unharmed by the kick. And it is thought that he has relatively strong armament hockey from the strength of his punches and strikes, like the punch that hit Pound, and like the attack he was basically going to use on Chiffon. So we're going to dive further into this. He also had a strong enough durability to basically take Sanji's kick and only have a minor bruise from it. With Oven being a veteran, I really feel like people are underplaying him since Sanji is being matched up against them. And also Pound is pretty strong, even though we've seen him be kind of fodderized. Pound also hit him, but Oven was quickly able to regain control of the situation. Oven also took being basically ran over by Bage's massive ship, the Nostra Castello, or Castello. And Oven also has pretty good recovery, as he recovered from taking an explosive shot to the face by Bage's gun, with only a minor wound. The only thing that really did much to him was the red spark ability. But even at that, he regained enough strength to stay mobile. So, with him being a veteran, people have been kind of either overhyping or underplaying the veterans. With the Natsu Natsu no Mi, I'm basing this math right now on a small area. I was originally gonna base it on a 64,299 square mile area, or 166,000 kilometer square area, but I decided to basically scale that down to about a 20,000 square mile area, being a small bay or a small area, to simulate this next part. As you guys know, when Oven was having his clash with Aladdin and with the Fishman, he was able to heat the sea around them so that it began to slowly boil. Ordinarily, to get the sea or salt water to a boiling point, it depends on the salt or the salinity in the water. I believe most seawater has about 20% salt, and to boil that, you need to be at least 216 degrees Fahrenheit. Pure water boils at about 212 degrees Fahrenheit, given how many liters or volumes you're trying to boil, because that's a big variable here. So, with the math I did, I basically took the amount of heat being put off that distance area, and since I was only able to initially base it off of 100 as the maximum Fahrenheit temperature, I then decided to scale that up a little bit, and it produced some pretty big watt numbers. The original math based off of 100 actually produced, let me check my figure here, 463,587,035,022 watts of power, without taking into the fact that Oven probably has the power to overheat. So then I took it up to nearly the maximum temperature for a gas oven, which is that 500. Well, I capped it at 500, and it came out as 2,317,935,110 watts. With this in mind, this is some serious wattage and strength when you think about either figure. I mean, my math could still be wrong regarding this. This would have to mean that Sanji's kicks, infused with the Diablo Jambo against Oven, would have to be stronger than this in wattage, aka hotter than 500 degrees, or 537.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So, in theory, Oven could technically displace certain attacks by using heat. So, let's go to a matchup that probably won't happen. Oven versus Akainu. Say Oven's gonna be hit by a magma fist. Oven could use his heat to absorb the heat from the magma coming at him to basically temporarily cancel out the flow of the magma or lava within the attack, causing it to potentially harden if Oven just absorbs all of the heat. If Oven displaces the heat, even though Akainu is a Logia, that heat displacement would at least take him off of his feet temporarily or cause him to be partially stunned. Because as many people know, when you have temperature being displaced, it can cause a quote-unquote vertigo effect, and could even possibly create a hurricane, a water spout, or water sprout, or whatever it's called, where you have a cyclone of water that is shot up into the air that can land elsewhere. Could also potentially cause other waveform effects, depending upon how close he is to the sea. Future powers wise for Oven, since we are likely to see him again, I would like to see Oven be able to create oases for his allies by using his heat to create mirages, having the enemy attacking basically a mirage doppelganger. I know in a previous theory I referenced the fact that maybe Shanks has an ability that causes a mirage with hockey, or with some sort of double fruit ability. What if the heat displacement from Oven creates a mirage of himself or a mirage of an ally? That could cause the Big Mom Pirates to gain a lot of leadway when fighting someone. And we have a SoundCloud commercial, I apologize. But with diving further into this, guys, I would like to see Oven in a serious fight. I believe right now Oven might not go into serious mode because he's underrating the Straw Hats, even with what all has actually happened. I'd like to see him say, well, Mama was just beaten, Katakuri got rocked because plot armor. What if these guys are not to be undermined? And what if he decides to really go ham against Sanji, causing Sanji's Diablo Jambo to have to change how it actually works, heat-wise. So, we could have an interesting fight coming up in that retrospect. So that's been it for this theory. I want to thank Lucas Dimond for the music playing in the background, and I want to thank you guys for being patient with me waiting. So I will see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, and or evening. Bye for now.